Sorry about that. I'm gonna go ahead and wait for a bit to show up here, and then I'll go ahead and get started. I'm gonna go through the reviews and get your official licensed Niners gear by using our affiliate link. You save 10% off, and it helps out our show. Here's the code right there. Go to cgiant.com and use the promo code Niners Faithful Radio to save on all your concert and theater and sporting events. And the promo code for that is Niners Faithful Radio, all caps. Go to www.ninersfaithfulradio.com/subscribe to see everywhere you could find the show. You could follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, on Niners Faithful Radio, and on Twitter, Niners Faithful R. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. And to see here, I'm going to go over the game stats here, and then we can talk about the game. Okay, so obviously the big news for today, Trey Lance did get the start and performed pretty well. Right here, we got Trey Lance coming in, 16 for 23, 249 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Yeah, and for the 2 touchdowns that he threw, one was to Elijah Mitchell, and another one was to Deebo Samuel. Actually, 2 very good touchdowns from a rookie. And for the rushing game, Elijah Mitchell had 21 carries for 119 yards. He did score a touchdown receiving. And yeah, Trey Lance had 8 rushing attempts and 31 yards. Deebo Samuel had 7 carries for 19 yards. George Kittle had a jet sweep for 6 yards. And congratulations on Elijah Mitchell surpassing the all-time 49ers rushing leader as a rookie. Elijah's doing very well, and obviously he's been out some games, but when he's in the mix, he's doing pretty damn good. For receiving, we had Brandon Ayuk with 6 targets for 4 receptions for 94 yards. I think one of the best games for Brandon Ayuk this season. He had his longest was 43. Deebo Samuel with 6 targets with 3 receptions, 63 yards, and a touchdown. George Kittle with 2 targets, 1 reception for 29 yards. And it was an absolutely beautiful catch. It was a one-hander. He got past it. He was interfered by a defense, and it was just a beautiful catch. Jawan Jennings had 2 targets for 2 receptions for 25 yards. Trent Sherfield had 2 targets, 1 reception for 12 yards. Elijah Mitchell had 2 targets for 2 targets, 2 receptions, and 11 yards and a touchdown. Kyle Juszczyk with 2 targets and 2 receptions for 9 yards. And that's it. For turnovers, Brandon Ayuk had a fumble. I believe we got it back. Uh, Marcel Harris had an interception, but he opts like on accident he fumbled it going down. So the Texans did end up getting it back. And this game we had, I don't know how much sacks we had. We had 3 sacks coming in for Jordan Willis, Arden Key, half a sack for Samson, Ebu Khan, and another one, half a sack for Eric Armstead. So, um, we got a couple people watching. I just want to see how you guys feel about Trey. I think it's very early still, but I can definitely see some progression from him since his other start against the Cardinals. And yeah, um, the I think the best play from Trey today, it wasn't the touchdown from uh, to Debo, or it wasn't the touchdown to Elijah. Um, it was on. We're backed up on our own 5, and he looked to his left, and George Kittle was his first target initially, but he went down in his progressions and he wasn't open. So he turned his hips around and escaped some pressure and ended up taking his second choice was Brandon Ayuk. And it was well played from Trey. I saw a lot of good plays and I saw some mistakes for like the interception. But I think overall he did really well. And yeah. Uh yeah, let me go over more stats. Actually, let me take off this. Um what else? We could talk playoff seeding. Okay. So the 49ers now are 9-7. Coming into today's game, we needed a win and a New Orleans loss. Um, Unfortunately, the New Orleans Saints did win today against Carolina 10-18. But that's just one opportunity to clinch a playoff spot. Obviously, we have the Rams next week, and we could definitely still. Wait, what do you mean definitely? Yeah. With a it was it was with a Saints loss, but um, uh, let me see here. Yeah, that's see here. Um, Trey, I'm all over the place. Trey did a post game interview. Um, I mean, this guy is just a he's a really how do you say this? How do you say this? He's a really passionate player about this sport. He cares about it a lot, and you could really see how he speaks about it, and how uh, also how Jimmy tormented him. I would say um, he's really like a he talks like a veteran. Like he's been in this situation for so long already. I mean, not too long ago, it was April, and we drafted this guy. But um, I'm sorry. Um, yeah, it's just a really good thing to see as a 49ers fan, and it was intriguing to see that this guy is going to be our future. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and give game balls because we did win. So every week I give 3 game balls. Uh, for this week, I'm gonna have to give it to Brandon Ayuk, 94 yards. And this guy, um, he's been up and down this season, especially in the beginning. He was slowly, you know, uh, on a path like to dog pound, I would say. And once we really got started with Debo, it was like no looking back, and Brandon Ayuk wasn't in the mix. And now things have slowed down with Debo, and now Brandon Ayuk is getting this attention, and he's making big plays. Like today, like last week, I would say, yeah. And and yeah, uh, another game ball is Elijah Mitchell, and he just he's he's really good, productive running back. Uh, I did not expect him to be this good because he was in the later rounds, but I think that's the 49ers way. They're really good at finding these later round gems, and um, I would say he, I don't know if it's much of the scheme or Elijah's just being Elijah, and yeah. Uh, if any of you guys are watching have a question or something to add on, how do you guys feel about Trey, this offense or defense? And I still got to give the other game ball. Uh, I'm just going completely empty. Um, uh, I'm just gonna give the other game ball to Fred. No, no, no. D'Amico, D'Amico. Uh, I mean, I think we absolutely shut out the Texans offense, and I think there was only a certain amount of pass interference that we had, uh, but I think relatively to because Davis Mills has been performing well, especially in those deep balls, or I would say just passing in general. Uh, Especially last week, I mean, they pulled off an upset, beating the Chargers, and yeah, uh, their rushing attack has been good, and I would say we did stop them pretty good. I'm going to check the stats here. Um, um, they yeah, we only allowed 86 rushing yards the whole way. Rex Burkhead had 47 yards, and Freeman had only 25, which is which is good because last week Rex Burkhead had 149 yards. Um, Before the game, he was talking about how he was making sure how this is like we weren't gonna set up their defense how the Chargers did because Chargers did a horrible job at it, and D'Amico Ryan's really structured this defense, especially adding another person in the box, and yeah, so and I think that should be it for today's podcast. I mean, post game podcast. Um, we'll go ahead and um, go to sheetgiant.com and use the promo code Niners Radio to save on all your concert and theater and sporting events. Go to www.ninersfaithfulradio.com to /subscribe to see everywhere you can follow. Follow us on our social media: Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, Niners Faithful Radio, and on Twitter, Niners Faithful R. Thank you for tuning in to the end of the show. As promised, week's promo code for 10% off for the Faithful by the Faithful apparel is Bounce Back. 10 exclusive on all sales. Items coupon expires January 3rd. Is tomorrow, so make sure to go ahead and check that out. And yeah, thank you for tuning in. This was week 17. 49ers 23, Texans 7. Niners finish this game off, and then now are 9-7 coming into week 18. Thank you for tuning in once again, and I'll see you guys next week.